The mask is slipping off finally, guys, because the Glazers usually would be like, oh, we're not Arrowhead defenders, you guys are crazy. But in this situation and this time, the mask is falling apart. They can no longer hide it, guys. They love to wear their good boy patches. You see, a week ago on the Glaz3rs Masochists Reddit thread, is there anything that can be done about the review bombs? Guys, leave the billion-dollar company alone. You see, this is how you guys sound to people. This is why you're being called Glazers. A lot of the reviews in the review bomb are about how their Reddits are handled. I personally don't think that's relevant to anybody in the player base who isn't on Reddit. Equal a huge majority of the players. I don't care. Let people complain about what they want to complain. You see, you are only bringing this up because it's a bad review. If it was a good review saying about how they love the Reddit thread, you wouldn't be complaining now, would you? A lot of the Redditors seem to think that the Reddits represent the sentiment of the entire community, but this simply isn't the case. The fact that a coordinated Reddit review bomb after a major Reddit controversy didn't even manage to overweigh the positive reviews the game generally gets daily shows that they don't represent the actual sentiment of the community. You see, this is where you are wrong in my opinion, because you see this right here, this is what we did as a community, because guess what, not a lot of people agree with what happened, not a lot of people agree with the crappy balance and the unstable game. My question is there anything that can be done about this? Should anything be done about this, or should we just ignore the complainers entirely because they don't seem to be as influential as previously thought? Well, you see, that's the thing, we just needed time to gather. By the way, how dare you? Who are you to ask for, let's do something about the reviews? That's their choice and their freedom to post whatever they want about the game. If they don't like the game, let them. If they like the game, let them. But you see, your side, Mr. Glazer, doesn't really like the free market now, does it? I bet you guys would love a regime like Superfs, like it's in the Discords, where you could keep us quiet and always scream, mods! Mods! Another post from the same crazy person. Some of the review bombers are spreading total misinformation. There is proof! And I have a possible solution. Fix your game progression and balancing so players do not get doxed. First one on this isn't misinformation, I don't know why you put this here. Release the glazer files. Again, not misinformation. The developers hand-picked Reddit mods that are defending doxers who got someone fired over criticizing the game. I will repeal this review once this is addressed. Right, I think this is what he means when he says, oh, this is misinformation. But my question towards the Redditor is, how comes all the mods are only on one side of the conversation and they only shut down one side of the conversation? If it swims like a fish, if it looks like a fish, if it's in the water like a fish, maybe it's a goddamn fish. And in this situation they can only call it misinformation because nobody at Arrowhead is willing to put up some facts. They could be giving us the names of the accounts for the Reddit mods, but they wouldn't do that. Do you know why they wouldn't do that? Because people would start looking into them and finding out that most of them, if not all of them, are Glazers. Oh, Greg, but they would get harassed. Guess what? All of us on the Glaz3rs side are getting harassed on the daily. But hey, let's keep going. Allowing hand-picked moderators of your own community to harass a well-meaning player to the point of them losing their livelihood is absolutely ridiculous. And the lack of intervention or consequences really demonstrates Arrowhead's lack of moral integrity and care for its player base. Not playing another second till some measure of compensation and closure is given to the player affected. Guess why they said this? Because the Glazers were allowed to roam free for such a long time, where they picked and dimed at us for each and every little thing. Yet again, another person that's not fooled by the facade that Arrowhead is putting up. Even if it's true that they picked the moderators or not, right? It's still, again, the same thing. If it looks like a fish, swims like a fish, and goes in the water like a fish, guess what? Maybe it's a fish. The developers seem to permit doxing and death threats in their community, even when the doxing and death threats are being aimed at a charity. I won't overlook the game being a buggy mess that breaks every new patch if the developers are willing to overlook the toxicity of their community. What is this person talking about? Oh, they seem to permit doxing and death threats. Well, that is quite simple to explain, because the moderators were too busy going after the cry divers because they were saying mean words about the game, but they didn't see the Glaz3rs harassing that person specifically. If you have a rule against something but you don't enforce it, then is it a rule you actually use? If the cops don't enforce traffic laws, maybe the traffic laws don't exist anymore. Imagine being stuck up in your own fantasy. You create a community happy to dox someone for bringing up issues in the game. Narrowhead Game Studios. Are you telling me that's not true? Are you telling me the devs weren't lost in the sauce? Even in the answer they had to go, oh, the enemies of Super Earth are the enemies, not each other, guys. Even in the worst moment of the Helldivers community, they were LARPing! I'm doing my part. The developers handpicked the Reddit mods that are defending Glaz3rs who got someone fired over criticizing the game. I will repeal this review once this is addressed. Only 3 instances of them actually saying something that might not be true, because we don't know if they're handpicked, but at the same time, I'm just saying, guys, if it swims like a fish, if it looks like a fish, and if it stays and breathes in the water like a fish, maybe it's a goddamn fish. Credit to YouTuber Glitch Unlimited. By the way, this is the second screenshot. Jesus, could you make this smaller? I can still read it, by the way. Hi, different mod here. Baskinator is in our mod team, yes, but she does not do any moderation actions at all, never has. She doesn't approve or remove posts. She doesn't check our mod mail or our mod queue. Do you know what this sounds like? This sounds like somebody defending the team lead or their boss, basically. Well, she didn't do anything herself, she just told us to do it. You see where I'm going? She is in the moderator list so we can more easily share content with the Arrowhead community team, and so we can bypass auto mod restrictions and spam triggers when making announcements and posts. Neither Baskinator nor Arrowhead are responsible in any way for any of the bans and removals that have been going on. First of all, let's all pretend we trust you guys, right? Second of all, what do you mean you need them there, her and the Arrowhead community team, so you can bypass auto mod restrictions and spam triggers? Are you telling me this isn't actually owned by the players? Are you telling me this is actually owned by Arrowhead themselves, so they could have done something, basically? I am truly shocked, guys. I say I'm shocked. Not as shocked as Kaya, but still. Also, neither Baskinator nor Arrowhead pick moderators in r/Helldivers. No, it's none of them, guys. It's Lil Timmy that's actually hired through another company that Arrowhead hired. Completely different, guys. I go on to say, just for clarification, because I'm still new to modding in general, there is a way, or no, they're asking, is there a way to show proof of Baskinator not having any moderation powers, screenshots, perms, anything? You know what? Them wanting to show proof, kudos for that. I'm not sure how much good it will do, since Arrowhead didn't do nothing for the guy, but still. There's no way to definitely prove it to anybody without the entire modding log, and that's kind of insane. Why is it insane? I'm questioning. Are we gonna see something we don't like, Mr. Redditor? That's my question. Are we gonna see something? Are we gonna see things that we don't really like? I will share this with you, and I ask that you don't share it even though it has been cleaned of any username that isn't a Reddit app or the Arrowhead accounts. I don't want anyone to use this image to justify whatever fantasy they dream out about us. This is what 12 months of mod action looks like. Which are these things here? So my question to the people at r/Helldivers, is Arrowhead just letting you guys run amok? So let's see here from Arrowhead, 48 content creations, I assume that's just them posting stuff. Other mod actions, 29. What do you mean? How are you gonna tell us that they don't do anything, then show us 29 mod actions? And those I assume could be mutes from other stuff, not actually removing content, but it says other mod actions. Also in here, they don't really specify if they banned anybody, so those mod actions could also be bans. Baskinator, 1 approved content. Content creation 85, so basically she posted a bunch of stuff. Other mod actions, 28. Again, how are you guys not gonna tell us that, oh, actually they're not doing anything, but then show us that it says other mod actions? But hey, maybe I'm stupid. Please leave in the comment sections what other mod actions mean. Let's keep going, right? They say that, it's all lies, inaccurate, misinformation, and to go watch Glaz3rs video, right? Next, they say the solution, in their opinion, the mods of the main sub should have created a mega thread where all the doxing discussions could have been vented out. This could have prevented all the traffic driven to the subs where misinformation spreads like wildfire. It's not too late to regain control. The Reddit mods of the main sub should explain their decision to stop the discussions, provide statistics, and open up limited discussions about doxing. That's the problem. You want limited discussions. No. Let them discuss as much as they want about it. Next, there's something I agree with this guy. Silence gets you nowhere. It only allows other people to control and twist the truth. Silence and silencing is not a strategy. You are not a niche sub where people getting banned, silenced doesn't matter. You are viewed as the official town square of the community. Silencing should only be the absolute last resort after all else totally fails. Please take back the narrative from toxic subreddits where their only goal is to damage the game/Arrowhead's reputation. That passive strategy is failing. You have to take a more active approach. The 2 posts I showed you are from the same person. But in the case of this post, again, I found it kind of misleading because if we go back to the first screenshot, there's only like 3 parts where you could go, yeah, but Arrowhead didn't really show us anything, we don't really have any proof, right? And the rest of them are just basic complaints. Are you telling me that these are somehow misinformation? Release the glazer files, fix your game progression and balancing so your players do not get doxed? Again, the first screenshot seems like you just put those reviews there to just kinda fill in the place to make it look like there's actually more. Still, we have reached the end of the video, and I would like to confirm that no longer will the Glaz3rs pretend that they aren't Glaz3rs. Thank you for watching, give me a like and a sub, and let me know in the comments what do you think about the Glaz3rs going mask off. Special thanks to the channel members: Jordan Ingram, Vinny Van Gogh, Merc, Smack, Estalorico, Cactus Man, Anatashishek, Toxicity Didace, PP for Pux, 5 of First Admiral Fez, Hell Commander Razor, Titan, Doom Clash!